What is good, straight up Tennessee family? It's your boy Ruck in the building, man. I got my guy C2 with me tonight. And y'all, man, it's just been a great week if you are a Tennessee Vol football fan. From the recruiting stages to the potential pickup of Tristen Keys here in the next few weeks, you got to be happy if you are a supporter of the Tennessee football program. Josh Heupel, once again, is doing what we said last week. He's doing it through recruiting, which is not a bad thing, preparing for the future. But the portal still needs to be a focal point. We'll talk all about recruiting. We'll talk about Fazion and Tristen Keys' relationship. Is it as deep as we think? Tristen Keys spoke at OT7 this week, and I've got some hot takes that he's doing it. Whoever's teaching this kid to do interviews is amazing. Whoever is teaching him how to do it, he is not giving any type of push or pull to what he's about to do with his recruitment. But also, we think one game is going to dictate this entire year. And it's not going to be hard to decide. But y'all tap in with us tonight, man. It's your boy Ruck in the building. Welcome to Straight Up Tennessee. Welcome to the midweek chat. Let's get it popping tonight, man. It's Straight Up Tennessee, baby. Welcome to the midweek chat.
Tennessee's the program to keep an eye on. If you want to know which program that's not currently at the head table of college football, it's Tennessee.
Now Meshack's got to go. A fire! Fire! Wins it! Jamaal Meshack wins it! He needs a strike. Burton needs a bolt. Swing and a miss! And for the first time, Rocky Top reaches the mountaintop of college baseball.
What's goody? What's happening? Straight Up Tennessee family. It's your boy Ruck in the building. Got my guy C2 with me. Y'all know what to do though, man. It's the top of the show. Like, comment, subscribe, and join the channel. It's really simple, man. And if you join the channel, you'll find out news like when the smoky gray uniforms dropped. You would find that out before anybody because we were the people who leaked it. We did it. I don't care. We did it. They're terrible.
They're so bad.
I do not like the jersey's cool. I like the volunteers on the front. I like that. I like the orange hit on the sleeve. But them Freddie versus Jason numbers gotta go, bro. Them numbers gotta go, bro. I don't know what's going on with them numbers, bro. But if y'all would have hopped in the Discord, you would have known hours before you seen the leak. Literally, quite literally. But it's okay. It's okay. We had to do what we had to do, and we pulled it, and it's still surfacing the internet. So, I mean, I can always know that we did that. So, Dylan in the chat says the numbers look like a bad Transformer sequel.
You're wrong.
Yeah, they're not great, but
not wrong.
I tend to say that about every Smoky Gray they've rolled out the last 3 years. You know, I got super excited about the Smoky Gray collection because Nike made it seem like they were really going to put their time into Tennessee and really make these uniforms like amazing. And if we're really, really honest, the best Smoky Gray is the original Nike one with the two-tone top, with the it's the best one with the checkerboard pant down the pant. Like it's. Last year's is a great competitor. I did like last year's. It was really simple. It wasn't too flashy or anything crazy. It was simple and clean. And I loved that the Tennessee was across the chest with the tri-stars. Like that was cool. Paid homage to your state and all of that was great. But the year before, the Condredge Holloway tradition, that was terrible. And then this year is looking to be as terrible as 2023. So
I'd say worse.
Which one?
This year's worse.
Oh yeah, no, by far. If it comes out with what we've seen, oh buddy, them jokers are that's not the one, bro. That is not the one.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, man, I think I'm now a little more excited to go Adidas.
Because it's excited to go Adidas.
It's just like, look, man, if you really gonna send us out like that, bro, like that's how you gonna send us out, Nike. It's like some homeless boys that look like they got that Nike stitched on by granny. You feel me? Like they sending us out there looking crazy. And I'm like, okay, Adidas, we will be the best Adidas school in the country. I looked at the list of Adidas schools, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to even do this again for you because I don't know if you've seen it. Because it's really interesting how none of the schools are even close to the level, right, of prestige and all of that, right? So if you look at this, all of the I can't speak. All of the Adidas schools, you had Boston College. They just went to New Balance, which is
that's the most Boston College thing I've ever heard in my life.
Georgia Tech. I think Georgia Tech went back to Adidas. Louisville, Miami, NC State. Okay. You got Arizona State, Kansas, Texas Tech, Indiana, Nebraska, Rutgers, Washington. And then in the SEC, you only had Mississippi State and Texas A&M. But now you look at those Power Four conferences, bro, like, yes, Arizona State made the playoff. So did we, right? No one else in there has made the playoff. Like, we should get whatever we want. And I think that's why we're making the switch, bro.
And we fully showed which of us was better between us and NC State last year. So there's not even a conversation there.
If we want to be honest, there's some Adidas uniforms out there now, post 2020, that are tough. Louisville's has some of the best uniforms in college football, bro. If you're not seeing Louisville's, like all
their uniforms are nice, man.
Tough,
real nice,
tough. And so I think they're going to be able to. I think we're going to be able to kind of run what we want, tell them, hey, this is what we want, this is what we like, and they're going to run it up for us because we will be the flagship school. We will be the brand of Adidas, and so it has me looking up. You know, Dylan says this: I'd rather be Adidas's main team than Nike's side piece. Adrian in the building. What's up, my bro? He said, what's up, family? What's up, y'all, man? Yeah, so just getting into these uniforms and the Nike and Adidas switch. But C2, let's hop into some recruiting news, bro, because Heupel's on a tear once again. You get two massive commits this week early in Darian Albert and TJ White, two guys who played on the same high school football team, committing to the same university. That university being the University of Tennessee, both four-star guys. One, Darian Albert, four-star defensive lineman. He's an inside kind of guy, and he is twitchy to be so big, dude. I've never seen a D lineman. I mean, he reminds me so much of his, like, the twitchiness reminds me of Jackson Moy, but like the size reminds you of like Matthew Butler. He's 6'2", 270, bro. Like, he's gonna get bigger. That bigger is not gonna be fat either, right? It's gonna be that muscle. And then you look at the linebacker TJ White, just a freaking dog, bro. Like his measurements, what he's gonna bring, man, to the team. I am very, very, very excited to see what he does. And what we can look like, man, in 2026. This class is shaping up beautifully, by the way. You know, just a week ago, we weren't even in the top 20. Now we're the 15th ranked class, our 13th ranked class.
13th. On both on 3 and 24/7.
Yeah. We were the 11th. We dropped 2 spots today with some commitments in the SEC, but we're 5th in the SEC right now. And we were 8th before we signed those 3 guys this week in Jamin Theodore, Darian Albert, and TJ White. The recruiting buzz, see, like, I know we can't get too excited about recruits nowadays, but like, what does it show you as far as where we've come in the recruiting realm? I think you think back to Butch Jones days, right? We had guys, bro. Like, if we want to be honest, Butch recruited some guys.
If there was one thing that man could do, it was recruit.
And it was. Sure. And I think then, bro, like when I go back and think about how it was, because it was the hype of Nike. It was the brand of Tennessee. Like it recruited itself back then, because we didn't never have great years. Did Butch ever win 10 games?
I don't think so. I think his best was 8, maybe.
And so, I say all of that with the momentum that hype was picking up right now. I mean, we'll get to Fazion and Tristen Key's relationship here in a minute, but like, how does it make you feel? It's still early. You're looking for some guys to commit before their high school football season starts, right? Like, they've got a couple more weeks before that happens. But how does it feel? Like, how does it make you feel early in July? Man, you are pretty.
It's both encouraging and a little, it makes me feel a little nervous too, because we've got so many big guys coming in on defense. And my concern is if Banks has another huge year like he did this past year, where our defense was really the reason we were in or winning a lot of those games other than a run game.
Yeah.
And he gets hired as a head coach somewhere. How many of these recruits stick around on defense? The hope is that a lot of them do, because we need them. But at the same time, when a big piece like that leaves your coaching staff, it can be difficult to keep guys. But yeah, definitely on the positive side, definitely encouraging, man. I love a strong defensive team. Obviously, we want the offense to go with it, but I love watching people get after the quarterback, shut down run game, make the Alabama quarterback run around all game, throwing the ball everywhere but to his receiver. That's the type of defense I like to see every year.
And the best thing is you're going to see a lot of that again this year, right? Like, I don't think we realize how good this linebacker room could be. You return Arion and Jeremiah T. Lander. Also, you can't forget about Edwin Spillman, right? Like, you return those guys. But then you got freshman Jaden Perlow, Jaden Harmon. You got Brendan Ains, like Jordan Burns. Like you got guys who are young, inexperienced, but are some dogs, bro. To flip Perloy from Bama, like, it was one of the things, like, that was the turning point in this linebacker class for William Inge. And so I think what Inge has done has been overlooked, because he just has kind of been silently killing. You get TJ White just now. You got more guys, Christian Gass, who just came in as well. He recruited well. And so I'm not nervous at all when it comes to what we're going to do defensively in 2025, bro. Like, the D-line, me and Turner were talking today. I don't think you guys realize who is coming back defensively, right? Yes, we lost Big O. That sucks. We lost James Pierce. That sucks. We lost Keenan Peely. That sucks. Jalen Smith transfers to Mississippi State. That sucks. But guys, can I just give you an insight real quick on what's coming back to this defensive line and this linebacker room? I just told you about the linebackers, but the defensive line: Josh Josephs, Jackson Moy, David Hobbs, Tyree West, Bryson.
I love me some Tyree West.
I love me some Tyree West too. He a dog. Bryson Eason, Caleb Herring, Tyree Weathersby, who didn't get to play last year because of a hip injury. Tyree Weathersby. Oh, wait. Jordan Ross, the 5-star. That was a 5-star last year. Oh, don't forget about him. People are already saying he's going to be better than James Pierce was at Tennessee. And you look at that, dude. I'm missing people. I'm even missing people. Dominic Bailey came back.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Eason came back for their super senior year. Like, dude, this is this is scary, bro. And then
it's
deep, bro. That's why I'm like, I don't care who Gardner rolls out first, because we know they're gonna play multiple guys. So who cares who he rolls out, bro? Who cares? And now, like I said this in the show, I think me and you were talking about this last week. Like, the defensive back room is not the weakest link anymore, bro. Like, it's not the weakest link, because you get Jermod back.
Yeah.
Who is the number 1 rated corner in college football 26, the video game.
Yeah.
Like, that shows you what people think of that kid. Even with an ACL, he's going to be fine. I'm excited for him to get back. Jalen McMurray is a dog. You get an Andre Turrentine who's been in the system for 2 years. Now it's year 3 for him. This is an explosion year. And as much crap as we give Andre Turrentine, he seems to always be in the right place at the right time. He's like Jalen McCullough. He's like Tank, bro.
Yeah. Turrentine is always in the right place at the right time. But what I need to see from him this year is step forward rather than always stepping back.
He do be getting trucked sometimes.
Forward, man. Like, come on.
But then, right, like, you get Idris Farouk. You don't know who's going to start at safety. Like, that's a question mark. Boo Carter, right? We know what Boo's able to do and what he's going to be able to do. And then you get the transfer from Colorado and Colton Hood, who is a dog. His highlights are so overshadowed because of the Dion and Shador and Travis.
Yeah, he was one of the few bright spots on that defense last year.
That dude was a dog, bro. And now he's coming in here to really just be alongside this crew. Colton Hood, Jalen McMurray, Ricky Gibson, and Jermod McCoy. So let's strap up. I don't care who we playing. Let's strap up.
I don't even know really who the weak point in our defense is. I would say last year, in part because of the Keenan Peely injury, linebacker, specifically like middle of the field, was a little rough sometimes.
I think the linebackers are just due to you got 2 really good experienced guys in Jeremiah Thielander and Arion Carter, but then you got 2 juniors and freshmen. Like, that's not ideal. They're talented. That's a talented group, but they're not the best group on the field anymore for us.
That's true. From a football knowledge standpoint, like, they don't have the experience yet. That's true.
Let's hop in the chat real quick, bro, before we keep it chopping it up. Dylan says, if Banks leaves, William Inge slides right into the defensive coordinator position next day, in my opinion. Also says, Moy and Hobbs were honestly our best defensive tackle duo last year, and now they've got a season together under the belt. That's scary to think about, right?
Yeah.
That's very scary to think about. Adrian in the chat says, I'm only worried about the offensive side of the ball, but defense, I'm fully confident that they will be better this year. He also says, I just hope we get more sacks and picks this year instead of just pressures and TFLs. That is a thing we struggled with in 2024, man. Like, we didn't have a ton of interceptions. You know, Jermod McCoy led the team in interceptions last year. And the sack number was lower, but we were still the number 1 like defensive pressure unit in the country, but we weren't converting. So I don't know what the fix is there.
I'm not so worried about sack numbers as long as it's affecting what they're doing, right? Like, if it's making the quarterback throw off, leading to more interceptions, and we don't get sacks, I'm fine with that. On the flip side, if we don't get as many interceptions because we are getting that many sacks, I'm good with that too. I do think this year we will get more sacks, in part because, like he said, you know, we've got guys who have got a year under their belt in the system now, and we don't have one guy that everyone's keying off on blocking in James Pierce. Like, who are you double teaming on that defensive line?
I wouldn't do it.
Whoever you're double teaming, the guy next to him or the guy opposite him is getting through. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Shout out to Big Orange. Says, go Vols, go Vols. Dylan says, Pierce had quarterbacks dead to rights last year and just couldn't finish. That's real. Adrian says, I need one of our safeties to become Todd Kelly this year. Speaking of Todd Kelly, my brother, We're definitely gonna have him on the show this fall. What week y'all want him on the show? Florida week, Bama week.
Florida
I was
week.
thinking. Let me tell you though, I was thinking OU week because he had some of the best games against OU of a defensive back in that system back then. He picked
It
off
would
Baker
be,
Mayfield.
yeah.
He picked off. I mean, he picked off what was the other guy? Trevor. What was that guy's name? I know Dylan's gonna know. He was a Texas A&M transfer.
But it would be cool to have him on that week. He could give us some insight into those games because those were some
Dude, those were
crazy
lit, bro.
games.
Those were wild games, and we shouldn't have. The one in Neyland, there's no way we should have lost that game. Yep, Trevor Knight. Told you, Trevor Knight. That's who it was. TK played some big games in those, bro. We got to get him on. We'll get him on OU week, bro. That'll be lit for the midweek chat for sure. I just think we are all. I'm trying to think the best way to. We're all. I'm not going to say nervous. Adrian said nervous about all that. What did he say? Bold prediction: Colton Hood will be starting over Ricky Gibson by week 3. Oh wow! Oh wow! That rotation is also very deep, like the defensive line. So like they're really kind of all starters.
Yeah.
Dylan says, "I'm buying stock in that." Oh my God!
You think they're putting Colton Hood in over Ricky against Georgia as the starter?
Colton Hood is a dog, bro. I don't
know, but barely into the system against Georgia. I don't know about that.
But
with how like Heupel's loyal to guys who have been here.
But in a game like that, bro, it's just about, am I better than you? Let's strap up, bro. I'm better than you. Big Orange in the chat says Vols will still have a great defense this year. And if our offense can do enough, we could surprisingly go 10-2, but realistically, we're looking at 9-3, 8-4. Yeah, I think that's where we all are. I think that's where all of our headspace is. It's like, man, 10-2 would be awesome to get to the playoff with this team. That shows you that you got great coaches, right? Like defensively, we got a playoff. We got a top 5 playoff team defense. But if the offense can really get it clicking, like going back to what Adrian said, like he said he was nervous in the chat about offense. I'm not nervous. I think we're all just a little anxious, right? Like we know how simple this is, and we know that guys are going to be running wide open because they always are. They always are. It doesn't matter who's at quarterback or who's playing receiver. Guys are running wide open all the time. Last year and in 2023, we were not competent enough to hit them. We couldn't hit them.
It's true.
Guys were running wide open and we couldn't hit them. If Joey is just competent and handles his business. I talked to the dude at church this past Sunday, man. Like they working right now, y'all. They working. They're on field 3 days a week. They're in the playbook. Joey has no school responsibility. Like he's locked in on football and a little bit of golf. We talked about a little bit of golf too. So, but you know, like the dude is locked in, and you can tell like he's excited to be here, excited to be around the culture, learn about the tradition and everything like that. But the coolest thing about the conversation I had with the dude was the moment doesn't seem too big for Joey, bro. Like I was talking about Neil and I was like, bro, like when you get a true 100,000 in there, dude, like you're going to feel it. And he's like, bro, I feel like I'm going to feel it. Like when we run out, you know, the hype, like we're going to be turned up and yada. He's like, but bro, like when that ball snapped, like I'm just laser focused. Like it just didn't seem like the moment would be too big. And so I'm hoping that just via conversation, man, like that brings that out on the field. Because if it does, buddy, hey, boy, my boy gonna be killing, boy. I'm telling you, because he gonna make it easy. Heupel's gonna make his life easy, bro. And so that's why I'm just anxious, because I want it to be so successful, because I think Joey can make it successful, because the experience, he's got it. He's got that dog in him. Because I'm telling y'all, if you can go from JUCO, a 0-star to JUCO to a D1, you are a dog. I don't care where you went. You a dog, and you beat the odds. And now you at one of the most prestigious SEC schools in the country. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God, bro. I'm
Here's
just
what
telling
I've
you.
got to say regarding him and the noise and all that. Like, dude was playing at App State when they would go in and play like Clemson or go in at North Carolina, going against teams way better than App State. Like, he's no stranger to being in a loud place and being severely outmatched. What will be interesting for him is being in a loud place where he's either expected to win or not like severely outmatched. Like, we're predicted to lose to Georgia, we're predicted to lose to Alabama. Like, going into Bama as an away game, and instead of the over under being you're going to lose by, or not the over under, the spread being you're going to lose by like 30, the spread's 12. Like, how's he going to handle that? I think he'll handle it well, if I'm being honest.
I
If
agree.
he put up the stats he put up the past 2 years with that team,
That's what I'm saying. You got better guys. You got better. Everything's better,
yeah,
right? So, Adrian asked in the chat, "How tall is he, bro?" He about 6'3.5", 6'4", for sure. I'm 6'2.5", 6'3". So I mean, he was taller than me. So I had on some Jordan 1s though, which is flat. So I had on some Jordan 4s actually. He had on 1s and was still taller than me. So he's a solid 6'3", about 6'3", solid 225. Hands are huge, bro. Dapped him up. His hand is huge, man. Like you should go look at his Instagram and look at one of the picture he has holding a football, bro. He's like completely like it's crazy. But he's a dude, bro. I think he's gonna be a great dude. Dylan in the chat says Joey ain't afraid to be the underdog. That's the biggest difference between him and Nico. Nico played like he was scared to mess up. Yeah, Joey don't care. If Joey throw 3 picks and have 2 tutties in the game and we win, nobody cares.
yeah.
Nobody cares because he was stretching the field. Like, and that's what he's going to do. And the thing about Heupel, though, C2, is Heupel is going to limit his mistakes. He's going to make it too easy for guys to be open. Like, guys are going to be so open that he's just going to be like, dot. Like, that's what Hendon did, bro. Like, guys were so open. Like, Hendon didn't have to, like, make a spectacular throw. Hardly ever. Yep. Guys are just open. And Nico couldn't hit open guys, y'all. He couldn't hit open guys running down the field. We're
talking about a guy who had in 2023 a 151.6 QBR, and in 2024 132.9, playing behind the line he was playing at, and playing with the receivers he was playing with. No disrespect to the guys playing at App State. They've got more talent than I do for sure. That's why I'm sitting here talking to y'all. But you can't compare them with Mike Matthews, right? Like, no. It's not the same at all.
No. And so I love the offensive conversation. I can sit here all night, but we'll come back to it because we're going to talk about it again once we start talking about this one game. But let's talk real quick about the Tristen Keys situation and kind of what's going on there. So Tristen Keys, obviously 5-star wide receiver out of Hattiesburg, Mississippi, the number 1 wide receiver in the 2026 class, 5-star. He is an Adidas athlete, Corey. Little things matter. Little things matter. He is the first Adidas high school athlete out of Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and Tennessee is about to be an Adidas school. I don't know. I'm just putting that out there. He was asked at the OT7 event this week, what was his relationship like with Fazion Brandon? He said, good quarterback, great arm, can sling it. And that's my boy. He was asked about getting a quarterback in LSU's 2026 class. He said, we just missed on one. You know, we're trying to get another one in, but we missed on one. It didn't seem like he was necessarily dogging LSU for not having signed a quarterback in the 26 class. but it definitely felt like he was giving Tennessee love, saying how great of a friend and quarterback Fazion was.
Yeah.
Also, he was smiling ear to ear. When he look, Dylan even says it right here. You didn't talk about how Key's face lit up when they brought up Fazion too. As soon as they said Fazion Brandon, he's like, yeah, that's my dog. Like, there's relational equity. They asked about Tennessee. He's like, man, I love Tennessee. They are like family. The relationship with the coaches, Coach Pope, everybody. Like, is there a real possibility that he flips in the next couple weeks?
I hope so, man. That would make me feel so much better about where we're at offensively. Going not this year so much, but going into next year.
You could have a junior in Mike Matthews and then a freshman 5-star. And like, that's what Ohio State is honestly just dwelling in. They're going to have a junior in Jeremiah Smith, and then they're going to have Chris Henry Jr. come in next year in the 26 class. He's a dog. I want that feeling, bro.
It would be a nice feeling to have. I'm just saying. I
want that feeling, bro. And I think we're going to get it, man. Tristen Keys is a very good kid. And you can tell, if you guys, everybody listening and watching, if you don't know the story behind his commitment to LSU, he actually committed to LSU without his mother's approval. Mother was not at the visit where he committed. If y'all don't know anything about mothers or black mothers in general, that's almost like a no-no. You don't do that without me being there, right? And so this is why I genuinely think the commitment is really up in the air. And plus, the guys that the LSU has a lineage of good receivers. Like, don't hear me say what I'm not saying. But the guys that coached Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase and those guys, he ain't there no more. He ain't coaching. Malik Neighbors did get into the league and he was a dog. Same with Brian Thomas. Like, those guys were dogs. But him and Fazion's relationship might be enough to get him home to Knoxville, Tennessee. And that's what I'm hoping.
I hope so. That would be very nice.
Dylan, I see you in the chat, says it would be nice to have Brian Hartline. Yeah, not happening. I don't know how to get him away from Ohio State, bro. That's the best receiver coach in the country.
Yeah, I mean, with the guy he's gotten, where he's gotten him in the draft, I don't see that happening.
Absolutely amazing. Y'all, we're going to wrap up the night, man, like this. One game in 2025 is going to dictate the entire year. Just one. And it's not hard. A lot of people may not agree. But I got to thinking today and really all week about Wednesday night, how to present this, and let's just talk about it. Let's just end the night chopping it up about this and why this is the game. See, too, the game that's going to dictate the whole year is Syracuse. What does Tennessee look like on the first game of the season with all of the newness? It's not Georgia. Like, great opportunity. You got them in week 3 where they suck every year. They played Kentucky consecutively the last 2 years, week 3, and have completely sucked. And Kentucky sucks. And so for them to have been able to play tight with Georgia every year, the last 3 years, technically, early in the season, and now you have to come to Knoxville, Tennessee in a ruckus environment that potentially is a 2-0 Tennessee after beating Syracuse in a neutral site game in Atlanta, Georgia, turning around, having a scrimmage against ETSU, and then you get Georgia. The Syracuse game is the single most important game on the roster because it's going to tell us everything we need to know about this team. Because Syracuse is not bad, y'all. Like, I'm just put that out there.
Yeah.
That's not a bad football team. Fran Brown, a great coach. They got a guy. They've got guys that have came into the transfer portal. They did lose Tabor Pino, who was one of their best receivers, but they got Steve Angeli at quarterback, the Notre Dame transfer. They've got a decent team. And I don't think it's one we can sleepwalk into. Dylan says in the chat, I just want to read this to you guys. He says he disagrees because he thinks it'll be Georgia. We've fallen a victim to false confidence early in the year a lot. Georgia is a game where we'll find out who we are when our backs are against the wall.
Dylan, I'm going to disagree with both of you, but
I think it starts in Syracuse. Go ahead.
I do think Syracuse is important. Georgia's obviously always important, but I think the real way we will know if this team is different, if specifically the culture of this team is different, is how they show up for that ETSU game, because it's a nobody team sandwiched between a huge neutral site game against Syracuse and Georgia at home. And last year we saw them repeatedly roll into games that we were supposed to win unprepared, mentally weren't there, didn't seem like they really had the drive to win, and it took way too long for that to click. What I want to see and what I think will be most important and will help us know how this is going to go is how we show up for that game and how we show up for games like Mississippi State. Those games that we're supposed to win. Did we just take a week off and not watch game tape? Were we lackadaisical?
I like
or
that.
Did we show up ready to work?
I like that. I like that energy, bro. I just think with all the newness, and Dylan is right. We are going to drop 70 on ETSU.
We should. We should have 70 by the end of the first half.
But I think
you can't tell me I'm wrong.
I'm just poising it because with everything that's happened to Tennessee the last 4 months, the transition from the spring with Nico leaving, bringing in Joey, you having a quote unquote quarterback battle, right? That first game is going to tell you who this team is going to be, bro. Like, you're going to see quickly, is Joey Aguilar like that guy? Is he going to really do what we think he's going to do? Stretch that field, make things shake, and us be back to who we are? Like, that is the anxiousness, bro. You can't tell me that first possession, Joey Aguilar dropping back to pass, you're not going to be like, oh my God, what is going on? Like, is he that guy?
I've said this a lot. I said it a lot last year, and I wished it would have been true so many times. I hope we come out and pass. First play. Not try and pass the whole first drive, you know. Obviously we got to set up the run, do that, be who we are. But I just felt like too many times last year we came out to run the ball, and passing was like third or fourth option.
It had to be. Boy, it was trash.
Well, again, yes. Are we going to hang 70 on ETSU? Absolutely. I'm not saying that's a game where we might lose. That's not why I'm saying it's important. I agree with you that we'll see who this team is when the lights are on, when they show up against Syracuse. We're going to see who this team is when the lights are off, when they show up against ETSU. Do they still want to win just as badly as they did the week before?
I agree with Dylan. First quarter shutouts. Let's just even extend that. First half shutouts on offense have to stop. There's no way we can go scoreless in a half again. We did that in 3 SEC games this year. 3. Can't happen again, bro.
Yeah.
It was terrible to watch. It can't happen again. And I have a hard time thinking it will, bro. I have a hard time. I really have a hard time believing it will. Competency, bro. Accuracy. That's all we need. That's all we need. That's it, bro.
We don't need you to go out there and beat Joe Burrow. Just hit your receiver.
Hit him, bro. You know, I told the story last week, and I'm going to tell it again. I was watching Tennessee, Kentucky film from 2022 when we wore dark mode against Kentucky in Neyland Stadium, and it was scary season.
Yeah.
The first drive, Hendon Hooker throws a wheel route for a touchdown to Jalen Hyatt, but he severely underthrew this ball. You want me to tell you why? Because Hyatt was so open, it didn't matter. Do that. We had guys last year, C2, running wide open, and we still overthrowing them. Not a guy 10 yards from them. Underthrow it or just hit them right where they are, bro. Just hit them right where they are. Like, you know what that is, though? That is experience. It's like, bro, I'm just going to get him the ball. He's going to score this anyways. So I don't have to put it 10 yards in front of him and let him run under it and it look beautiful. That's experience, bro. That's all that is like, oh, dang, he open. Let me just hit him because I know he's going to score. Yeah. But no, we got guys trying to look like freaking just Jesus out here and make it look beautiful like Jesus walking on water. Stop. Just hit him. Just hit the guys, bro.
And you know what makes it easier to hit the guys? If you spot that they're going to be open before they're 50 yards down the field.
Hey, man.
Like, read a defense.
Look at this. Big Orange says, our defense was solid all year last year. The games we lost was on our offense. It's so beautiful to see the Vols playing outstanding defense again. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, it's amazing.
Our defense and DSAM.
That's all we had last year.
That's what won us game.
Yep. That's all we had. Telling you, bro. Competency. It's all we need, bro. And this team is going to explode in 2025. I'm excited. I'm very excited. And I'm nervous. Not nervous, anxious. I'm not nervous about this year. I mean, I'm going in fully expecting to win 8. And anything above 8, I'm turned up. I'm like, man, in a rebuilding year, wow, amazing. It's great. Bro,
if we go 10-2 before Fazion gets on campus,
scary season.
I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to be unbearable going into next season if we somehow manage that. But I'm with you. 8-4 is where I'm at. If we do better than that, great. But I'll tell you right now, if anyone that works with me is watching, if we go 10-2 and you're a fan of another team, you're not going to want to talk to me all next offseason.
Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Oh, y'all, it's been litty tonight, man. Thank you for tapping in at the midweek chat. We'll be back live on Sunday night. And I'm going to just give you a sneak peek right now. We're going to talk more about recruiting news. And we are getting closer and closer to the beginning of fall camp. SEC Media Days are in just a little over 2 weeks. It's going to be stuff to talk about, man. We're very, 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 very excited for July because it gives us more content and it gets more intense and we get closer and closer to Media Day, SEC Media Days, and then the launch of fall camp here in the back half of July, man. So it's about to be a fun July and August, y'all. Just get ready, stay tapped in, stay locked in with us. It's going to be fun. And so for my guy C2, man, it's your boy Working the Building. Y'all come back, join us live on Sunday night, 7 p.m. And we're just going to have a good time, chop it up, have a good old time together, man, like we always do. But until then, y'all know what to do, man. Like, comment, subscribe, and join the channel and hop in that Discord with us once you join. Let us know you joined by following us on Straight Up Tennessee on Instagram. Let us know you joined, man. We'll get you on that Discord, share that link over to you, and it'll be a blast. But we'll see y'all live on Sunday, man. We love y'all. We thank you. You already know what it is, man. It's Straight Up Tennessee, baby. This was the midweek chat, and we will see you live Sunday night.